of Judas. And because of that, some Christians accepted that book. Because in the Gospel of Judas, Judas is actually the hero. Judas was actually chosen by God to betray him. And you know, it makes the biblical doctrine different. And it's no longer in harmony with what the Bible. But here, I want you to put it all to the test. Here is the test of every man's profession. We cannot accord holiness to any man without bringing him into the measurement of God's only standard of holiness in heaven and earth. If men feel no weight of the moral law, if they belittle and make light of God's precepts, if they break one of the least of these commandments and teach men, so they shall be no esteem in the sight of heaven. And we may know that their claims are without what? Foundation. This is first from Ellen G. White. Ellen G. White is saying, if man will teach that you can just break one commandment and follow the rest, Ellen G. White said that is a marker already that that is not from the Bible. And that is not from God. But what about the Bible? Isaiah 8, 19 and 20. Remember this. And when they shall say unto you, seek unto them that have familiar spirits, and unto wizards that peep and that mutter, should not a people seek unto their God for the living to the dead? Here in verse 20, to the law and to the what? To the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there's what? No light in them. If we hear something new, where do we go right away? We go right away to the law and to the testimony, the Word of God and the life of Jesus Christ. If what we have heard it is not in accordance with the Word and with the life of Jesus Christ, it is not of God. And this is what the Bible puts it. In Matthew 7, 15 to 20 it says, beware what? False prophets, because they are what? They are like ravening wolves. And it continues, ye shall what? Know them by their? You shall know them by their fruits. I remember one of the charismatic preachers that I have encountered before. He was so charismatic, but in the end, his members sued him. You know why? His members sued him? All the money in the church, because it's a church that it's not like a church. All the money that comes in, it stays in the church. All the offering that comes to the church, this pastor decided he bought 4 Land Cruisers, each one for his family members. And I said, oh, this is from God. False prophet, false teacher, and by their what? By their fruit ye shall know them. In Deuteronomy 18 verse 19 talks about the same thing, about wizards, witchcraft, and all this fortune telling. That is not from the Bible. That is not from God. Revelation 14 verse 12. Here is the what? Patience of the saints, here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus Christ. And my dearly beloved, today, I would just like to wrap up here. I think there are more slides left, but this is good enough. If you want to take a look at my sermon, if you want to copy all my quotations, all the things that I put there, let's go to map. It's in her laptop. Okay, I will leave my PowerPoint here, so you can review it for yourself. What we are looking at today, when we talk about the gospel of Jesus Christ, the gospel of Jesus Christ, biblical times until today, it did not change. It remains the same. The difference is that Satan is trying his best to ensnare us. Satan is trying his best to take away our minds from the gospel of Jesus Christ in the Bible. In such a way, Satan is using everything in his disposal so that we will follow him, or we will be tempted by him, or we will leave the church. He's using many things. I remember I had a friend, we were talking about rock music. Let's go back a little bit. I had a friend, we were listening to the same thing. But sadly, when the time came for change, he did not change. And sadly today, my friend is not in the church anymore. This is sad news. And that makes Satan victorious. And for us today, we need to be aware of these things. The gospel of Christ, it's always the same. The gospel of Christ in the Bible, it does not change. It is only Satan who is trying to change it today. Trying to change by inserting more emphasis on miracles. Trying to change by asserting more emphasis on speaking in tongues. Trying to change more emphasis of music inside the church. And you know what? Our general conference, they made a statistics in our Seventh-day Adventist Church. That statistics was way back 2009, 2010. They asked the young people in the church, what makes you stay in the church? And for adults, most of the adults thinks that, yes, if we want our young people to stay in the church, let's give them the music that they need. But you know what? Those young people who did this survey from the General Conference, they answered, what will make them stay in the church is solid sermons, scriptures, and doctrines that are solid from the Bible. That will make them stay in the church. And though the music is only around 20% or less, those who said 40 to 50% said doctrines in the church, this will make us stay. My dearly beloved, it is always the Word of God that will make us stay in the church. It is always the Word of God that will bring us to the knowledge of Christ and who He is. And as the result, it will bring change in us. In one of our prayer requests earlier, my brother Artie, he said that, thank God, because change is taking place in the Philippines.